He has a few tight ends I'm looking to drop heading into Week 13. The first guy's Jared Cook of the New Orleans Saints. Cook, he's been having some poor ball games the last few weeks, and owners, they still think they're going to get much out of Cook. But I think Cook, he's not going to do much anymore. Taysom Hill, it's a lot of run-first plays and stuff like that. And yesterday, Jared Cook, 2 targets. He didn't do anything with them. Now in his last 4 fantasy games, he has a combined 4.5 fantasy points. That's not getting the job done. He's owned in way too many leagues at 74%. It's time to cut Cook. Even if Drew Brees comes back, that won't be till Week 15 most likely. So Cook, he's just dead weight right now on most rosters. And a guy you can't have confidence starting. So he's the first tight end I'm going to drop. The second guy is Austin Hooper of the Cleveland Browns. I know Hooper scored a touchdown yesterday, but besides that, he didn't do anything else. 2 catches, 13 yards, and a touchdown. And now since he came back from injury in Week 10, he only has a couple points as Hooper. In Week 10, 2 points. Week 11, 6.5 on 3 catches, 33 yards. And like I mentioned in Week 12 versus Jacksonville, 2 for 13 and a touch. Baker Mayfield, he's been horrible most of the season. He threw his first touchdown yesterday since Week 7. So these guys, they're just not getting the ball. They're not producing in Cleveland. And Hooper, he's owned in way too many leagues at 71%. So he's a guy I didn't even have in my top 15 rankings for the rest of the season at tight end. And he's a guy I'm looking to get away from because now he's got Tennessee coming up, Baltimore, and then the Giants. Pretty tough matchups. Like I said, they're not going to throw the ball much. They're going to rely on Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. So Hooper, I'm looking to drop him. In the third and final tight end, I'm looking to drop Tyler Higbee. He's still owned in 50% of fantasy leagues. And Higbee, he's really done nothing the whole season except in Week 2 when he had a double-digit ball game versus the Philadelphia Eagles. But besides that, he hasn't hit double digits since. And Higbee yesterday versus San Francisco, 1 catch for 6 yards. That's not getting the job done. Now he's got a tough matchup versus the Arizona Cardinals coming up. And like I said, this Ram offense, they're inconsistent. The only guys really doing anything over there is Robert Woods and Cooper Kupp. The rest of the guys, you're not really going to use them, and they're droppable. And Higbee to be owned in 50% of leagues is crazy right now. So he's the third and final tight end I'm going to drop heading into Week 13.